Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Zeelicious cooking series. Now this is the pasta series edition and I'm about to show you the perfect way to make your pasta. Okay, so guys, today I'm going to show you the easiest and the perfect way to cook your pasta. Now I get a lot of complaints from people telling me that they have taken out pasta dishes from their repertoire of recipes just because they always end up messing up their pastas. Either it comes out undercooked or overcooked or soggy or mushy. But I'm like, no, pasta dishes are one of the easiest dishes to make if you just follow some simple guidelines, which I'm going to show you in this video. But first, before we start, I want you to go right ahead now and hit that subscribe button down below if you have not subscribed yet. Join the family and learn how to make lots of yummy and mouth-watering dishes. This is the place to be, I tell you guys. Okay, so first things guys, the first thing you want to note when making your pasta is you want to use a big pot and a high pot. Now using a high pot helps save the heat because you want as much heat as possible throughout the cooking process of the pasta. So using a high pot helps save the heat, trap the heat right in there, and it will not won't easily evaporate into the air. Is there anything like that? And then I'm also using a big pot. Regardless of the quantity of pasta you're using, you always want to use a big pot so that the pasta would have enough room to cook. It requires a whole lot of room. Now opening the pot here, I already have water that I have brought to a rolling boil. Now your water always has to come to a rolling boil. If you can look, just take a look at what a rolling boil looks like. You literally have to see the bubbles coming up right on top of it, just like that. Okay, so notice in the pot I put a whole lot of water. Now I'm cooking just about 200 grams of pasta, of spaghetti, and then the water I put is more than enough. Like you literally want your pasta flowing in the water, so the water has to be so much, like a whole lot more. For about 200 grams of pasta, I'm using about 2 liters of water. That's how much water you want to use to make the pasta. So in this water, I'm going to season it slightly with some salt. Now you want to put enough salt, you want to taste the salt, but not so much that is overpowering. You want, when you taste the water, you should at least taste that there is salt in it. So just enough salt. Now this is also going to bring out the flavor and the taste of the pasta. This step is very, very important. And then lastly, I'm also going to throw in some olive oil, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to 2 liters of water. Now this is what is going to help the pasta stand apart while it cooks. This part is very, very important. So it's back on a rolling boil, and what I'm going to do is transfer now this rules go for all kinds of pasta, whether you're using your spaghetti or you're using the pasta twist or you're using the macaroni, whatever kind of pasta you're using, this method is the regular method that you use. Okay, but in this case I'm using some spaghetti and I'm just going to take about 200 grams. This should be about 200 grams. Yeah, I guess. And because I really do not like to break my pasta, I like it really long. When I'm eating it, like, you want to feel that when you're eating it. I'm going to throw it in all like this. Now, this is not going to fit into my pot at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to drop it into the water at once. Just like that. Uh-oh. I tried. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to gradually melt inside the water. See, it's already melting. You can see that it's already melting, and that's exactly what you want. So you leave it to melt, and then I'm just going to give this a quick toss into the water, just like that. You see everything is inside the water rather, and then I'm just going to toss it around to break it apart, or rather to make sure it's scattered all over the water. Now you see that I put enough water to cook the pasta. You will literally want your pasta to swim in the water. Pasta is carbohydrates, and carbs have loads and loads of starch in them. So if you don't put a lot of water, what you're going to end up with is little room for the pasta to cook in, and which is going to give you very soggy and mushy pasta. So you always want to cook your pasta in a whole lot of water. So I'm just going to give this another toss and allow it to cook until it's al dente, which usually takes about 7 to 8 minutes, or depending on the pack. So the word al dente is an Italian word for to the tooth, and it just means cooking your pasta until it is tender but not soft. And then the best way to tell if it is al dente is just to take a strand of it and then chew it. You will definitely know. So you don't want your pasta too soft, you just want it tender enough to chew it. You still want to have a little bit of bite when you chew the pasta. So let's just give this a little time. My packet says cook for 7 to 8 minutes, so I'm just going to cook for 7 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. And then I must also say something. It's best to cook your pasta with a kitchen fork or a kitchen tongue. I always like to use the tongue. It's easier to move things around. Don't use a spoon. It's not easy at all to use a spoon. So always use a tongue or a kitchen fork. It makes things a whole lot easier for you in the pot. I think it should be done right now. I'm just going to take out one strand quickly and check to see if it is al dente. Oh, it's perfect. Now I need to work really quickly. I'm going to take this off the heat and take this to my sink area and then strain it with a strainer or colander or whatever you want. But first of all, usually what I do is I save a cup of the pasta water just in case I want to make a sauce or something else to go with the pasta, and I'm going to use it to adjust the consistency of the sauce. It really helps. I tell you, it really does work. And I'm just going to carry this to the sink area and then strain it, and then just throw a little bit of tap water all over it, just a little bit. Then I'll come back and show you what to do next, okay? Look at what the spaghetti looks like. You can see that it's standing apart. All I did was strain out the water and then just sprinkle a little bit of tap water right on top of it, and this is what I ended up with. Now, it's always best to use your pasta as soon as you're done cooking it. So if you want to make a sauce, or you just want to use a stew or whatever to have this, or you want to mix it up in a sauce, it's best to use it up as soon as you're done cooking it. But if you know you're not using it up immediately and you want it to rest, all you have to do is just sprinkle or drizzle about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, or you can use whatever vegetable oil you like. Just drizzle it right around like that, and then toss it right around with your tongue or your cooking fork, just to ensure that every strand is coated with the oil, and you can just set it aside. And I also say that if you're having this with a stew or a sauce side by side, like you're not mixing it up with a sauce, you can just increase the flavor by throwing a little bit of butter into it while it's still hot, and just allow the butter to melt slowly into it. Oh my god, it's heavenly. Then you just chop up some parsley, some fresh parsley leaves, and put it there. I tell you, it's the bomb.com. Okay, so guys, that is the perfect way to make your pasta. You can see that my strands are standing right apart, and this is how it's going to be all day long. So now you know how to make the perfect pasta. In other videos, it won't be hard for you to catch up as I show you how to make other pasta delicacies. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, keep shining, and I must get that. I must.